live. I'm gonna just put up a story real quick. And I'm gonna make the song Return of the Mac, of course. Because there's no better song for that. Return of the Mac. Show here. Down. Wait. Let me get the share link for the show. Where is it? Oh wait, this will be on YouTube. Come on. Oh, it's because it's in our live video. It's not on the podcast channel yet. Still trying to get this YouTube podcasts thing sort of cleaned up. Sort of weird the way they have it set up. But I'm getting it. I don't know. It's just weird because they have it set up. Initially, I thought that you could label every episode and put all the information you want on every episode like we've done before. But come to find out that everything that I put in there was just the details of the show. So it's just like the show description, like what our show is about. Now, and then after I found that out, I was like, oh, wait, that's not what I need because, every episode is going to be episode 245,
Right.
So after you record it, then it actually goes in and what is it? After you record it, then it allows you to go in and make some edits to put it, or at least after you start it live, it'll allow you to go in and make some edits and put it where it's supposed to go. So here we go. https:// youtube.com. Sometimes if you put in the looking at this YouTube link, sometimes it is not quite what it isn't spelled out as YouTube. It's spelled out as like UT.UB.
Yeah,
that's weird. Yeah. But
can you see this photo I'm sharing?
Yeah. One second. Okay, by 8. This better work. Because if it don't work, join the show. Let's see. Say what's up. That done. Okay, now let me see if that link actually works. That's the main problem because I couldn't tell if this was an L or an uppercase I. That don't look like that was an L or what the heck? File name live stream. Is this an I or an L? What is it? What the heck is that? So apparently that link did not work. See, I told him. See, that's why. Now I'm listening to myself. Okay, let's see here. Let me check this link. what the heck is this? Why would they put an I that looks like an I? I mean, an I that looks like an L that looks like an I. You know what I'm trying to say? Come on, YouTube. Y'all got to get this right. That ain't right, bro. Y'all mess with my emotions now. Because it was fine until then. Okay, return to the Mac again. Yes, okay, of course, that's what I want. If I didn't want it, I would. Let's see here.
You misspelled podcast in the hashtags.
Did I?
And you misspelled hashtag. Sorry, I'm a spelling Nazi when
when
on the little description thing on the YouTube.
Oh, did I? Yeah, that's me. What the heck is happening here? Okay. What if can I get a different link, bruh? Come on. Oh, you know what? I could do this. I could do this as long as it let me. Come on. There we go. There we go. Pause. Copy. Got it. Okay. It's just frustrating when they have like these random letters. All right. Hop in.
Yeah.
Okay. This will work. All right. Let me close this link. I'm not messing with the video. Okay. Close that one for now. Okay. Podcast. Where did I mess it up?
Where you put hashtag podcast, hashtag blackout, hashtag blackout. Right in the description area.
Oh, podcast.
Yeah.
Dang.
Pod Central Standard.
Hashtag. Bruh. Who's typing? What happened to me? I forgot how to type. Well, I'm glad that you're here to make sure that I can spell, because I sometimes I go off typing and the next thing you know, I'm like, yeah, I just typed the whole thing. And then I look back at it, I'm like, yeah, I just misspelled half of it because my fingers were going too fast. So, yeah. Normally, when my finger is going fast, it works out well. Let's see. Okay. I think we're good, man. We're good. You good? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Oh, shucks. Yeah. I'm watching something silly.
Let's.
All right.
Okay. See here. I'm gonna make sure that this is in the spot it's supposed to be in. Allow. Newest. All. Entertainment. None. Where's the thing that said this is a podcast, bro? Let's see here. There we go. Live episodes. Okay. We should be good there. I do need to go back in and add the tags right here. Copy. Come on. Come on, Shamon. Yes. There we go. Mama say, Mama sama, makusa. Okay. Okay. right. The show is live and it is saving. Come on and finish saving, and then I can close this window. 3, maybe. Come on, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Saved. All right, cool. X'd out. All right. Okay. All right, cool. So everything's rolling. We looking good there. All right, just tell me when you want to start. Give me the 3, 2 countdown.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Click it. Check.
Check, check, check. All right, cool. We're checked and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 3, 2, 1. What up, everybody? On today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast, we're back and at it again. We've been on a little hiatus from the booth, had some family stuff happening, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the sort of new direction of the show that we're trying to take it in. All this, your voicemails, and more on today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast. Pew, 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 pew. All right. What's up? Welcome back, and welcome back again to episode 256 of the hashtag Blackout podcast. I am the one that they call Jalapeno J.
What up, people? I'm just Jay. That's good.
And we are back and at it again after a minute. And my question of the day today for Jay is this. So this weekend we had the WNBA All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
And during the course of the All-Star weekend, they do something similar to the NBA where they have like a skills competition, 3-point competition, all that stuff. But then also they have the game. So Brittany Griner, one of the best players in the game, she dunked a couple of times during the All-Star game itself. My question for you is this. Would you want to watch a WNBA dunk contest if they had 4 or 5 players that were, that could actually, get up there and dunk consistently? Do you think that would be an interesting thing to watch?
Just based off their dunking skills that some of them have now?
Yeah. And I mean, there's only like 2 girls.
Absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not.
Watch it.
Sorry, I'm not being what do you call it? Mean or I don't know what the word is for being too masculine about the situation. Chauvinist. There you go. Okay. Male chauvinist. Okay. Just based on the dunking skills that I have seen from the handful of women that they do have in the NBA that do dunk. Absolutely not. I don't tell you the truth. I don't even like watching the dunking contests of the NBA people because it doesn't seem like they're progressing or advancing anything. So that'll be a hard pass for me.
Yeah, you're sort of right, man. On the NBA, it doesn't seem like they have really moved it along in a long time. I think this year they had the little white dude who won this year, Mac McClung. And shout out to him. He actually threw down some really nice dunks. And he on screen he looks short, and in real life he looks short. I went to the like the futures game or whatever. Yeah, exactly. I went to the futures game or whatever with my son, and he played. And he actually played really well in that game. Right. But like compared to other guys on the court, he looks like a little guy, right? So I think it's crazy because, like, this is the thing. When they have, like, a white dude in the contest who's doing well, or when they have a little dude in the contest, or even if you have the magical combination of a little white dude in the contest, like this year, it's very interesting, and people like to watch because, like, nah, this white dude can't jump. Just like the movie. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, this is the perfect year for that movie to come out because that little dude actually won it. So when you translate that to women, when you translate that to women doing it, you only have like a handful that can even get up there and dunk right now. And so I think for me, that would make it interesting, just because you have women dunking, which hasn't been a consistent thing in their history. I think the question will be, how creative can they be? And I would watch it like the first year. If they were like, man, this is the first year we're having a women's dunk contest, I'd be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna watch it.
I mean,
and I think some people would, but if it was not interesting or creative, I think that the luster would die off like pretty quick.
Yeah.
So.
See, I see better dunk contests on TikTok with just random folks that aren't like college or NBA players.
Like high school kids.
High school kids, just people who do just pick up games at the park. Those I see better dunks, more creative dunks at those guys just going to the YMCA gym than I do in the NBA, All-Star weekend or something like that dunk contest. So it'd be I could find myself spending my time a lot better doing something else. Yeah,
that makes sense, man. That makes sense. And I totally get your answer. And that's valid. Okay, cool. So hey, the people out there, would y'all watch an WNBA dunk contest? If you would watch it, who do you think could win? I mean, right now the only one that I know consistently dunks is Brittany Griner. I know there's a couple other
Joanna Man. If Joanna Man, we're getting close. We're getting pretty close to that. So it's not too far.
We are with the way the laws are going. Don't gonna get extremely political, but the way the laws are going, man, that could happen. So who knows? Who knows what it's gonna be eventually. But man, what do y'all think out there in listener world? We definitely want to know. You can probably leave us a voicemail, which is probably where we're going to take the show next. Jay is the voicemail man announcer, so I'll let you do your thing there, and I'll pull up some voicemails.
I just feel like I need some theme music here. Voicemail.
Wait. Let me give you some theme music.
Can it be like Price is Right or something?
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Wait. In 3, 2, 1.
Whoa! And we're back. If anybody wants to give us a call, 385-3BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. Give us a little call. Tell us your highest bid, lowest bid, whichever is coming close. Who's going to win the WNBA dunk contest this year? Would you watch the game? Would you not pay one dime to watch this game, even if you got seats for free? I don't know. I'm just talking. There you go. Back to Jared.
Okay, that was cool. So that came in very hot, but it's okay.
Oh, good.
Let us know. All right. And speaking of let us know, the person that we always hear from that always lets us know what's going on is our cousin, Kayla, Memphis Diva, down in Tennessee. I know the last time we heard from Kayla, she was just like, days away, weeks away from moving to a new place.
That's right.
So she didn't have to deal with a voodoo cat anymore, which somebody ran over.
Crazy neighbors.
Crazy neighbors, any wild stuff like that. So let's see what's up from Kayla. And the first voicemail, we got 3 from her over the past few weeks. So the first one was from June 30th. So let's take it back there. 3, come, open up, you piece of trash. Okay, hold on a second. I'm sorry. This is not opening up. Come on. Okay, let me read. Okay, come on, voicemails. You got to be good to me today. Okay, here we go. And loading in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, y'all? This is your cousin, Memphis Diva 99. I haven't called in a few days because I have been busy packing, and I am in the house. This is my last day. Can you hear the echo? Okay. The half of the 70% of stuff is in storage. But long story short, I went up to the corner store. I ordered me a pizza the other day for the moving guys, So the guys are helping me move. So I say, hey, I'm going to order this pizza. He said, yeah, take one of the cars and go, get it. And I go get this some water and all that good stuff. And as I approached the nice community store, I noticed the whole wall and door is gone. Like an earthquake hit it and it's gone. But the store was still open. So I walk in and the guy says, see what y'all did to me? And I said, what happened? He said, they rammed their cars. That's the new thing now, to ram the cars, do a smash and grab. But unfortunately, they messed their cars up so bad, they didn't get a chance to get what they wanted. And but they got arrested because the cars were messed up. And it's just crazy.
Wow.
They're doing a lot of this stuff where they just run stolen cars, but these fools use their own. Yeah. I don't know. The police is going to have to do something. It's interesting, but I'm moving into another area. And I don't know. It's wild. It's just real wild. But I hope y'all are doing fine. I'm real tired. And the heat has just been disrespectful. Okay? I'll talk to y'all later.
I bet.
Wow. All right. Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, that was the last day in her old home that she was in. That's crazy, man. I did see that she had posted a picture showing like a convenience store that looked like, just like she said, like part of the wall was gone, and the windows were gone, but the store was still open. I remember seeing she posted a picture. I didn't really and I think she wrote something for context, but I just remember scrolling by, looking at it and being like, what the heck? But yeah, it's wild, man. It sounds like people are ramming into like the entry area to try to, rob the place, which is counterproductive to me. It's like, wow, you're going to destroy your car to go rob the place to take money, maybe other stuff. But then the money that you would be taking, you're gonna have to use that to fix your car.
Or this is not giving any leeway or kudos to the robber, but they could just steal the car and they ain't got to worry about that. But it's whatever. I don't know if I think I probably mentioned this on the show where people who were robbing cars were dumping the cars off in the the cul-de-sac near us. So you never know what people are thinking. You never know what the robbers are thinking. There are some dumb ones out there, but
I mean, if you're robbing a car, then you're not a smart person. Especially and even more especially if you're stealing a car and then ramming it into a building to try to take something. I don't know. I've seen the people do the thing where they pull up with their car and they either ram the building and they try to chain up the like an ATM to it or something like that and try to take off. I've seen that not work out well at all either, where the ATM was like bolted down or they couldn't get it out or something like that. So yeah, man, just don't commit crime. How's that sound? Here we go. Next one. 3, 2, 1.
It don't even matter who's wrong, go right, just beat it. What's up, y'all? This is me. Mrs. Steve, 199, your cousin Kayla finally got settled in the new suburbs. And I'm 52 minutes from my job per motorcycle, because, I don't have a car right now. But I looked in the mailbox today, and I got a letter from Hyundai Motor America, and it's the anti-theft software upgrade where you can take your car in at no charge, and they'll do what they should have did when they should have did it. But I feel like it's too late. For me it is, but hey. Anyways, it's been raining on and off. The weather's been really hot. I fainted like 8 times when I moved because it was so hot. And I'm really going to miss my ghetto neighbors because I left some stuff in the house. I had to return the keys. So my neighbors were able to go into my house. They didn't break anything, but they got everything else out, which was like cleaning supplies. And I even got the vacuum out, the microwave, some pictures I left. And shout out to my ghetto neighbors. I'm going to miss them. But I do like the unloud music here where I'm at. All right, then I'll talk to you later.
Wow. All right, cool. Well, hey, congratulations on moving into a new place.
Well,
it's not. I was trying to figure out if her neighbors went and like stole the stuff from inside her house, or if like the neighbors were sort of like the landlord. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
And gave them the keys. I don't know. Or maybe she just left it there. I know that when we moved, we did leave some stuff like on the porch or whatever that we weren't going to take with us. And I know it was, or maybe we left it on a curb, something like that. And I know that it disappeared fairly quickly. So that's wild. Yeah. Anti-that, man. That's crazy. They sent you that after the fact. Okay, here we go. Last voicemail. 3, 2, 1.
With me before you go. I don't want to be no old man hole. With me before you go.
Wait. Pause. She said, wake me up before you go. I don't want to be no old man's hoe. Oh, man. Kayla's creative. All right, here we go. I'm going to just continue this.
Give me your money before you go out. Okay, this is Steven 99. I hadn't talked to y'all. I don't know, in a couple of days, still getting adjusted to living in the suburbs. I just found out where all the nail places and beauty supply stores and eateries are at. But anyway, so Mission Impossible 29 is out. I'm so confused because it don't look like nobody never age. But yeah, it's out. And since y'all be putting this raccoon cocaine, now it's the cocaine shark out. I'm just over it.
The raccoon.
And today in Memphis, at my sister's job, a guy got killed. One of the doctors got killed because of the patient was schizo and came up to my sister's desk like 6 times, asking where the doctor was. She said he had a backpack, so she was like, the doctor's not here. But some way he got in touch with the doctor and killed the doctor. It's in Carterville, Tennessee. And that's about it. Yeah, they still doing smash and grabs and all this stuff, and it's just awful. Awful. But I'm glad my sister is okay. She's touched by an angel for real. Yeah, for real. But anyway, she's my sister and I love her. Okay, so I'm going to call y'all later. Bye.
That's crazy. Crazy. And yeah, Kayla coming in strong, of course, with the song choice. And
of course,
personal edit. I love that. That's great.
Got it right.
Yeah, for sure. Glad your sister's okay. And yeah, just stay safe out there. But the good thing is, Kayla, I know you're listening right now. So congratulations to you. The good thing is you are now in what seems to be a better area.
So
yeah, let's definitely hope. And also, it's sort of fun exploring a new area because then you try to find where all the stuff is, all the creature comforts, the places to go eat, stores, gas stations, post office, all those essentials. And then you got to try to figure out how to get to where you work and the other places that you would normally go. So, yeah. So hopefully she has some good chronicles, as she starts up a new location. Okay. Well, yeah. So thank you for that. Definitely leave us voicemails if anybody has them. And yeah, we've been gone for a minute. So where do we want to go?
Quite a minute. I don't know, man. What have you been up to the past? I don't even remember the last time we recorded. Almost a month.
It's been almost a month. I think that was 6/21 was the last time. So let me think. Yeah. So I know I had a class, a brisket class that I went and taught, and it was a sold out class at one of the stores that I sell to. And shout out to the people that came to that, even though they're not going to be listening to this. It was a really good class, and yeah, man, it was nice to be able to do that, and I always enjoy doing that. And I have some other plans in mind for that to maybe expand. So that that's in the works. I do have another class coming up in Santa Quinn, Utah. Or no, it's not going to be a class. It's just a demo day in Santa Quinn, Utah, in October. And then also in one of the new stores that I sell to in the Salt Lake area. There will be another demo day on I think it's like October 21st. So that's coming up. And then also, we went to California, to Los Angeles area, to visit my brother and his wife and their new baby, Jordan Jr. And man, that was crazy, man. I don't know, man. I don't cry a lot. I don't know. I just don't. But man, when I saw that little dude, and just it was a full circle moment for me, because my kids are like, Dad, why are you getting so emotional about this baby? It's not even yours. And I was like, I remember when my brother was a brand new infant. I remember the day that he came out of the womb, right? I remember, him and I sharing a bed as little kids, and sharing a room, for many years. All that stuff that, you have with a sibling, memories and stuff like that. And so to see from him being a newborn to now him having, essentially a newborn, the baby just turned 5 months a couple of days ago. So, to go from that extreme to that extreme is crazy, man. It's just crazy to see that in person. And so, I had a bunch of feelings well up, and then, thinking about, how my dad would have just fell in love with that little dude, just like he did my kids, and just like he loved your kids, like I was just like, man, it was it was just one of those moments, man, where I just got pretty emotional. But it was cool, to see them, and we got to hang out with them for a few days down in Cali, and enjoy just different scenery and different weather. It's a 10-hour drive, so it's not like a quick trip. But thankfully we're able to break it up, on the way down, and wasn't that wild. And then also on the way down, so we drive from Salt Lake through Vegas, and then, Vegas is the next biggest city between there and Los Angeles. And so we drive down, and on the way down, one of my cousins, who's been on the show before, Fabian, he was actually in Las Vegas for his birthday weekend, and they were actually headed out that morning. Okay. So we were able to stop and see him for about a half an hour, say what's up to him, and hang out for a minute. And I hadn't seen him in a couple years, it's been a couple summers since I've seen him. So it was just cool, man. But yeah, I drove down, did the Cali thing, came back. We didn't really get to go, we wanted to go to Super Mario Land or whatever it was called, but the tickets for that were stupid high. You have to go, either online there at Universal, or maybe some other ticket broker online and get tickets. And the cheapest I found were $125 per person. And I was like, dude, I really want to go, but I don't want to spend $125 just to get in the door, to spend another $200 on food or snacks or whatever it is. I was not, I wasn't feeling that right then. So unfortunately we didn't get to go do that, but we did some other fun stuff, hung out there. It was good. But then on the way back, or when I got back, I talked to a friend of mine, and he was like, He's like, why didn't you go to Costco and check to see what their, or Walmart, or not Walmart, but Costco or Sam's, and check to see what their ticket prices were? Because normally they're a lot cheaper going through there because they sell it to members. And I was like, dang, literally didn't even think about that. Excuse me. But had I gone and done that, I know that we would have saved a lot of money. So next time we go down, we're gonna go through and check out the Costco ticket prices, because we probably would have been able to get there for on the cheap. But yeah, man, that was that. Then came back a few days ago, and now back here. I know we had some other family stuff going on, with my family. We had several things going on over the past few weeks. So yeah, man, that's it. But yeah, what about you, man? How's your past few weeks been?
Oh, brother, I have to say this whole summer has been pretty mixed with emotions. I mean, like you were talking about, you got emotional seeing your new. I keep thinking he's like a year old or something like that, but he's only like 4 months. He looks like a little giant. Yeah, he's a long kid, man. But yeah, this whole summer has kind of just been filled with crazy like emotions and stuff like that. And I don't cry or anything like that. I hadn't had the need to cry or anything like for like a very long time, or I can't, for some odd reason, I can't cry. I think I need to see somebody about that. But anyway, so I guess it kind of started with us losing a cousin. Our cousin, like probably like a month ago. I think it's been about a month, maybe a little over a month. And then 2 weeks after that, my uncle died. Yeah, that was in June. Yeah. Something like that. Then a couple weeks after that, then my uncle died. That's my mom's only brother. He died. Then, went to the funeral for that. Lots of people emotional and stuff like that. He had 3 daughters. Each one of them were like super like emotional, crying over him because, that's their dad. So, so that then, after that, went to spend like a week with my brother-in-law and his family. Then during that week, my niece got in a bad car accident. She's okay, but she totaled her car. It's like a super scary moment for everybody because it was like late at night, way down the highway somewhere, like closer to my parents' house. So luckily, I called my mom to go check on her because she's 18. She just started driving not too long ago. So my mom went down there to the crash site and was able to stay with her. So very thankful to my mother for doing that. Yeah. So, all that stuff is just building up in me. Get back home. Then like right when we get back home, the day after we get back home, then it's like, oh, get a call. Hey, your cousin died. Other cousin died. So I'm like, come on, man. So so then I go to that funeral yesterday. I make the 4-hour trip down, a 4-hour trip back. It was great to see family and all, but I just don't like to see family in those circumstances.
Yeah, not at all.
I mean, it's kind of sad. I mean, I had a small conversation with another cousin yesterday. We were talking about doing a kind of like a mini family reunion, nothing crazy big to where we got to get, people get t-shirts and rent out a building and all this crazy planning. It's just like, hey, let's just pick a day, get together, have the kids get to know each other, yada yada. So that's kind of sort of in the works and whatever, but and it's interesting how different types of things kind of enter into your life at a certain moment in time. When I was down in Louisiana, I was going through all my parents' stuff, and they have like this little outdoor building shed where they keep like a lot of old things. And I just found like a ton of old photos that I was just like, okay, I'm just going to take all these and I'm just compile them into a book, and just going through all this just bring back so many memories and stuff like that. Like so many pictures that I ran across of us, like at our Aunt Bernice's house, and her house was like that middle ground where everybody, it was that safe space for everybody to just meet up at and have Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, so just going through all that stuff, man, and it's just like bringing back so many memories, which was great. Brought that back, gonna start working on that, and all the while I'm like thinking, man, I don't know if I'm like spending enough time with my family or anything like that, like mother and father. And just like I mentioned like a few minutes ago about certain things kind of entering into your life. I was like listening to Comedy Trap House, Norm Taman's podcast a couple weeks ago. And they were talking about, one of the guys was talking about he had a friend that was talking to one of his friends, and the conversation came up on, so where do you live now? And the guy lives like far away from his parents and stuff like that. And it was like, so how many times a year do you see your parents? It's like probably like once a year or something like that. And they're like 68, 70, 72. And then the guy he was talking with was like, so you roughly got about 10 more times to see your parents. And it's like, whoa, okay, because truth be told, your parents are roughly the lifespan is roughly in the mid to late 70s, something like that for possibly average person. So it's like, wow. So it kind of clicked with me. My parents are both 75. My dad's like getting super frail and stuff like that. I mean, he's not as vibrant and as strong and moving around as he used to be. He's always kind of like some kind of little sickness or something's going on with him. He doesn't really travel at all. Doesn't like to travel up to see us or even travel down 4 hours away to, see his sisters and stuff in Houston. So it's like, man, all this stuff is like getting to me, during that time. And I'm like, damn, what's the thing what is the proper thing that I should do in this moment in time? Moving back home is like, I won't say it's an option. It's always an option. Am I going to do it? No. Do I pursue the idea of spending more time with my folks while they're still here?
Yeah.
Or do I pursue that what do you want to call it? Just living life in continuing on to provide for my family in a certain extent. Maybe monetarily is one thing, but then spending time with my family, immediate family, like wife and kids, and showing them different things is a completely, providing for them is another thing. So, all that stuff is coming through my head, especially on the drive back by myself, man. I'm like, man, what is going on this summer that's getting to me like this? So it's one of those things. I'm sure there's somebody out there. I'm sure you have thought about these
I can
things
relate,
as well.
Man.
Yeah. Especially you being way in Utah.
I think about that, fairly often because, like, we've gotten the question multiple times this summer. Hey, when are you going back to Houston? When are you going to come and visit us in Houston? Like stuff like that. Yeah. And man, like times like this, I really wish I could have been, at the funeral yesterday, not only to, pay my respects to, our cousin, who was definitely, one of my, I don't know, just one of my favorite people, just because she had a bunch of medical issues and she was always extremely positive. It was like, you see some people like that sometimes and you're like, how are you so positive all the time, given, all these circumstances you've been in, and a lot of which not of your doing, right? But she just was. So it would have been nice just to be there to pay my respects and, see her husband and her daughter, our cousin, and then also, see my mom and sister and all of y'all. And when I think about things like that, I'm like, that's the part that sucks about living this far away is, it's an expensive, trip, to go.
Yeah.
And even my mom is like, when the kids come and visit, if they're just here for a week, it's not even like, it's almost not worth it because it's so expensive just to get them here and back in the first place.
Right
that,
back.
You want them to stay for longer.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a thing that I think about constantly, but I know moving back is not really an option for us right now. And then, what is it like? My brother is 10 hours away drive, right? And that's like an hour and 45-minute plane ride, something like that. So, it's fairly close as far as a plane ride and even closer as far as a drive, because driving to Houston's like, over 24 hours straight. So, so I know that, but we went and saw my brother, and it was like the first time I seen him in a year and a half, and so, and I could definitely either make that drive, over the course of a couple of days, like I did, this time, or whatever. But, it's hard because you have your regular everyday life. You have your family, at your house that, you have, with kids or whatever it is, or job that is sort of holding you from being able to go do those things. And, having my mom come up and visit us for a few days or a couple weeks, whatever it is always an option. My sister less of an option because she works unless it's the summertime. But the other part is in the summertime, they normally have, they have church conventions that they go to, which normally it's 3 conventions. One is fairly early in June, and then the other 2 are
this week. One's this week.
Yeah. So. One is this week, or one is like late June, early July, and then the other one is normally like late July. So it used to be into early August, but they moved that up with school schedules changing for people across the country. So so the time frame that we could go visit them, is limited, and it's not their fault, obviously, but it's limited based on the fact that they have to go to these conventions, or they go to these conventions and they're working at the conventions, not like they're just there, doing whatever. So they're doing stuff, actively doing stuff at the convention. So, the time and location always doesn't always work out. And then when we do go, it's like, okay, we only have like a week and a half because this is like the time frame in July that we could go, or, we only have like, that time frame, or, we only have like a week because this is the time in August before the kids start to school. And then in June, they normally have something, and we might be, going somewhere with my wife's family. And then, oh, by the way, I still have a business that I have to run. I have to ship stuff here and there. There's all this stuff. So maybe I can shift my business, and I've thought about this, to more of like a distributorship model, where I give the distributor all of my products and most of my products, and let them ship it when I get an order. Because if I'm out of town right now, I'll basically post something and say, hey, if there's an order placed between this date and that date, then it's not going to ship until the next day. Like, it is what it is. So, but that does sort of slow down and probably deter people from that. So there's all these factors mixed in, there as well. And, but when situations like this happen, like, we had a couple cousins pass away, like, one of them was more expected, or more, not expected, but you could see the writing on the wall, for a long time. You just almost didn't know when it was going to happen.
Right.
Unfortunately. And so, you still can't plan for that, at all. Unless you have your own business where you can set your schedule, you know what I'm trying to say? Then you can't really plan for it. So yeah, man, it does get to me sometimes when I'm just like, just like seeing my brother, I'm like, dang, you only live 10-hour drive away, and this is the first time I've seen you in a year and a half. Granted, we both have, lives and schedules and work and stuff like that. The fact that I could work from essentially anywhere in the world, should make it less of a deterrent for me to go. But then again, I know that if I go wherever I go, I want to bring my family, because I think, I don't know, man, you can probably relate to this to a certain degree, because like when you get a certain age, especially if you have kids, your parents really don't want to see you that much. They want to see your kids.
They want to see the kids, yeah.
They seen you, plenty of times, but your kids is really, who they want to talk to, who they want to hang out with, and really you want your kids to hang out with them as well.
That's right.
Just so they can, build a relationship and build memories with them. And memories are okay over the phone or over like FaceTime and stuff like that. But, memories are a lot stronger, and the bonds are built even stronger whenever you have that in-person time.
That's right.
And so, I don't know, man, I know exactly how you feel. And I think that's why I have to give, both of our parents credit for when we were kids, and they would send us either to Louisiana or you to Houston, for some time, because that just made our relationship as cousins and stuff like that even stronger. And that's the other thing, man, like it's crazy. Like my wife's family is all here, or the majority of them are here. And the kids that are around my kids' age, there's several of them that are here. And several of them that are in other states or whatever, but there's a number of them that are here. So when we were growing up, my cousins that lived in town with me in Houston, I saw them fairly often, either at church, but if not at church, then I saw them, if they didn't go to the same church with me, we saw them at other family functions pretty regularly, if it was a holiday, if it was the 4th of July, whatever it is, like we'd see them like that often, right? My wife's family, they don't really get together like that. So when these kids do see each other, like on Christmas or maybe a Mother's Day or Father's Day type of thing, all those kids that are around both of their age, it's like they don't really know each other and they don't really hang out. You know?
That's
and
crazy.
So that, for me, I'm like, dude, y'all are all kids. It doesn't matter, how often you see each other. You're all kids. Like, just being a kid, you should be able to relate to another kid and just talk to them about whatever. But, some kids are awkward and they don't like to talk to other kids, So you have some social butterflies and some that are, not social at all. So it makes it super awkward. I'm like, hey, did you hang out with such and such while we were at the thing? And they're like, no, I don't know him. And I'm like, all you got to do is say hi. Like, you're literally like, either the same age or he's a year older or, you're a year older, whatever it is, or so I'm just like, you're a boy, she's a girl, or vice versa. Like, it's still your cousin, So for me, it doesn't compute, given the fact that our family was so close. And my wife has a large family. We had a large family. And we had only a couple of kids within our age range. Everybody else was either way older, or we had Jasmine and Jordan that were younger, and then eventually Esther and everybody else. But my kids have several kids within the same age range. It's I don't know. It's weird. It's weird coming from a very social family and then combining with a not really social family. But for my kids, I would love to have them, have some kind of, at least like, more than cordial, friendly relationship, with their cousins here.
With their cousin.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they recognize, okay, that's my cousin, but they don't like if they were to see them at the store, they may not even recognize who they are, with the exception of there's a few that we see often enough. But for my son, the boy is like, way younger. And the girl is within a couple years of my daughter, so they're like two peas in a pod. And my son does hang out with the little boy, but it's still like not the same age. So
right, it's a little awkward. Yeah,
every level. Yeah, so I would love for that, but you can't force the hand of the situation. But there are times where I'm like, hey, we're gonna have a barbecue and we're gonna invite whoever over. And the good thing is, I guess since I can cook well enough, people will show up just to have barbecue. But it's man, it's wild. It's one of those things. But yeah, it does make it extremely hard when there's situations like we've had this summer. With our family, having lost a couple of people. So the month of July, is a tough month for me because I lost an uncle this month, like the year after I lost, or not this month, but I think in the summer, and it might have been, it was about a year, give or take, after I, lost my father,
right.
A few years ago, which, even though that's been almost 7 years now, it's still something that, still something that I think about. I think about him every single day. So it's just, man, July sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, it's a tough one, but it is the unfortunate thing that we all have, unfortunate reality we all have to deal with.
Yeah. It's I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough. It's a lot of things you think about and you want to act on them, but you don't know where to go with it. Like I was saying, we talked to a cousin yesterday, and he was talking about just having like a mini reunion. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like looking around the crowd, and I was like our core group of cousins, I guess if you want to call it that, are kind of sort of in the. Oh shucks, am I spinning? I'm spinning. Is it me? Hey, okay. Or let me check my, what did they call that thing? Speed test, and I'm still live. I think Jared needs to get a router, better router, something that he can attach to the internet quite quickly with no issues. But it could also, nope, definitely not me. Speed test is reading very well. Anyway, people out there listening, do you have tight connections with your family? Do you guys see each other? I don't know how it is on East Coast or West Coast family type gatherings. I know the South is very big on family. I could tell you, for one, my mother's side of the family they're like that. Talking about the kids knowing everybody. The kids are knowing who their uncle, who cousin is this cousin, whose aunt is this aunt, and who's their parent. Yeah, everybody knows who is who and where they come from, whose family is whose family. Let us know. Let me see if I can get Jared back on the line. He's probably like, maybe he's watching on YouTube. Let me look. I don't have any StreamYard controls, so I can't do anything. Let me see. Let's see. Another interesting fact about yesterday, probably going way off subject of family, driving through backwoods, Texas, I honestly felt I was in a horror movie. Honestly. Yep, there I is. The only one watching me talk. Hey, buddy. But I'm going to just let it roll on. I'm going to keep talking. Rolling through backwoods, Texas. Thought I was in the Texas Massacre. I don't know if anybody's seen that recent one. Ooh, just like clicked in my head. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Driving through backwoods Texas. Anyway, passing through some of these little towns. I don't know what's up with Google Maps, but they took me completely off the highway. And I made do. Good thing I had gas and my truck was flying good, flying high. No flats, thank goodness, because I didn't have my tire change kit with me. Stupid. But yeah, passed through a little town. There he is. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Live.
My computer, I think is my internet, just randomly decides to reset itself all the time. I don't know how to change that. But yeah, it was just, it was like no connection. I was like, why? I didn't do anything. And yeah, it'll randomly just reset itself. Darn it. Anyway.
I don't know what I was talking about when you left, but I was talking to the people. I asked the people if they had tight, close-knit connections, like, within their family. I don't know how East Coast does it or West Coast does it. If it's the same, like in the South, I know the South, a lot of families are very, very close. Like I was mentioning about, my mother, we were logged off for a brief moment. Their family is like so close, so tight. Everybody knows everybody. Kids know everybody. Kids know whose parents is who parents and who cousin is from what side of the family. And it's just amazing, man, to see her side like that close, where everybody knows everybody. Every weekend there's a gathering, big barbecue.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know who else has that type of relationship.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you know what's interesting?
You glitched. Oh, there you
go. You can hear me fine. Yeah, your family and my family combined, we've had, aunts and uncles get divorced and things like that. And, but we still have been connected to our cousins from those situations. You know what I'm trying to say? And my wife's family has a lot of that, sort of, aunts and uncles, getting divorced from whoever they were married to, but they've had other kids and other things like that. So those are all, still cousins. And even her mom, my mother-in-law, married, like her second husband was, had 3 kids that my wife considers her siblings. Right. So, 2 of them don't really like to come around and hang out with anybody, like even in the people in their family at all that much, but randomly do. And, we're cool with them. And then, but one of her sisters, who was closest to her in age, she had a little like birthday gathering last night and, always invites us to stuff. And it's actually the lady who does some stuff for me for my hook shrub thing. I actually have a sign that she's putting together for me soon, hopefully. And yeah, we'll go and hang out with them. And their kids are a little older than our kids, but still, they like to hang out and do stuff. So, there's some of that. But even after we left last night, I don't know why, but my kids, even though we've hung out with them a lot, my daughter was just like, okay, so who was that one lady who didn't really talk to many people? And my wife was like, oh, that's, my sister, is her name. And like, even though, but we don't see her, like the last time we saw her was like a year ago, So, it's things like that. But the other people, they like knew who they were. So, and it's funny, even one of the guys, my daughter was like, yeah, I know this lady and I know her husband, but I call him like Navy guy or something like that, or military guy, because he was in the Army. And that's what he talks about a lot, so, or he was in the Air Force. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's definitely different, but I think there's parts of the family that do enjoy being together. It's just the whole family as a whole isn't as tight knit. And yeah, maybe that is a regional thing. Maybe it's a racial thing. I don't know, but I don't really think it is. So whatever. Anyway.
I was telling people I was driving through Backwoods, Texas yesterday. I don't know what's up with Google Maps, but they took me completely out of the highway. It did that to me like quite a few times yesterday. Just going into Houston, it's
instead of going like I-45.
Well, yeah, like coming back, I ended up on I-45, but not initially. So going in, let me tell you, going in, started out 45, and then I had to get to, I don't know what the other highway was, whatever it was, but it's like, okay, now you exit here, keep on here for a quarter mile. Okay, now you get back on the highway. I'm like, wait a minute, why did I get off the highway? Then it's like, okay, continue on. You take this exit, continue on for 1 mile. I'm like, okay. Now you hop back on the highway. It's the same highway that I just got off of. So coming back up, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's something glitchy in the system. It had me doing U-turns around everything and going in circles. So I went through, what is this place? Madisonville, Texas, in
Madisonville.
Iola, Texas, and Singleton, Texas, just all backwoods. And I honestly thought I was in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know if you've seen the latest one.
No, I haven't.
I got scared. I was passing through some little town and I saw Yankee Doodle Donut. I'm like, oh hell, what is this? And I saw Snowflake Donuts. And I'm like, where am I at? And I saw this little sheriff vehicle parked on the side of the road. I'm like, hell, it's just one. It was just only one cop car in that whole town.
Like Smokey and the Bandit or something like that.
I don't know, or Deliverance type situation. I don't know. No. But I was like, let me get the hell out of here. Please don't let me have a flat tire, because I did not bring my my tire change kit with me. I can't be stranded on these back roads with like nobody around.
Yeah. So, I tell you, man, Google Maps driving directions will do is they will take you in areas to avoid traffic. And I think you could edit the settings to like just go on main roads, but basically if there is a traffic or a slowdown, they will try to take you around that whichever way you go. Well, and there's two instances. What's that? Go ahead. My bad.
No, well, the thing is, I have my phone connected to my radio in my car, and it always asks, we found a faster route. Would you like to take it? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. Because the faster route is usually like
going through the sticks.
Going through the sticks, exactly. Yeah, but of course, what did I do? Let's take the faster route. And I definitely went through the sticks. I eventually ended up on 45. But the on-ramp to 45 was damn near a dirt road. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Damn near dirt road. So
yeah, I'll tell you, man. The couple instances that I had that seemed just like what you had was the first time we took our kids to Disney way back when we lived in Texas.
Florida Disney or
Maps, Florida Disney,
California. Yeah. Okay.
I put on the Google Maps because I knew where we needed to get to. I knew the destination, and I knew several ways to get there. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna put on Google Maps, because it's gonna tell me probably the fastest route. And going from Texas to Louisiana was fine. Louisiana to Mississippi was okay, but basically between Mississippi and like that Pensacola, Florida area, it took us on like the most random, like 2-lane streets in the middle of a neighborhood in the butt crack of the country, between Mississippi, Alabama, and getting into Florida. I was like, I don't recognize anything happening here. Why didn't it just take us on, the highway down to New Orleans and then, across from there?
Straight across.
Like,
yep.
it was going wild, man. But eventually we found where we were supposed to go. It was just like, this is the fastest route. And that's been years ago. And then so this time, on the way back from California, we left a little later than we wanted to, or maybe a little bit later in the day. Left at like 4:00 from basically the heart of LA. We went to Koreatown, which my daughter was excited because she's been learning Korean and she could understand a lot of stuff there. Anyway, so we left from Koreatown, which is based in the heart of LA. And then it was like, okay, the fastest route, is like in half an hour quicker than going the normal route we would have taken back on the highways. And the fastest route said it was on a highway, and it was basically cutting through the mountains. And the day before, we had an experience where we were cutting through the mountains, or maybe 2 days before we had experience with cutting through the mountains, but that was like in the Beverly Hills area. And it was going from like Burbank to like Beverly Hills, but it was like a straight highway. It was lower elevation. We didn't have to go up in the mountains and do zigzags. It was pretty, cut and dry. So I was like, okay, cool. We'll take this quicker route, right? We go into the quicker route, and you have not had much experience with this because you don't have to drive in the mountains all the time. But man, where it took us was in the Angeles Crest highway, which is up in the Angeles National Forest mountain range. And that's where they have ski resorts and stuff like that. So we started out in LA, and then we started on this little road, and I was like, okay, cool. This is a nice little windy neighborhood, and it's like 10 miles. I was like, cool. It took us, and the next thing you know, we're up in the mountain, like way up, like, 8,000 feet elevation, looking over sheer drop-off cliffs, dipping and diving, zigging, zagging through the mountain. And I have like a line of 10 cars behind me because I'm driving the speed limit. I'm not even driving the speed limit. I'm driving like 28 instead of 35.
Right.
And then, like the whole time. And it's taking us up here. And then as soon as we get to the place where it's like, oh yeah, you're done with your 11 miles, you're like in the middle of the mountain and then going down the backside of the mountain and zigzagging again. And they're like, oh, this is 20 miles. I was like, I thought I was going to be out the mountain. And so you go down, and we did the whole 20-mile thing. And mind you, this is still supposed to be 30 minutes faster than driving the normal way. And then we get out of that, and then it starts taking us back up again. And I was like, I thought we were done. I'm finished with this driving on, these crazy tall mountains. And it's two-lane highways for pretty much the most of it. Not until we got to like mile 35 overall did we finally hit a place where people could pass us, like, it was a passing lane. And then it was another like maybe 20, 30 miles after that. So we basically went 60 miles when we could have gone 25 miles. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
That's what Google did to us. And it was supposed to be faster. I think it actually slowed us down by like another 45 minutes overall. Wow. But, it spit us out in a place that was well north of Los Angeles, which was fine, which we normally would have driven through. But it was just such a random route. And I was like, they should tell you that this is going to take you up to like 10,000 feet above sea level. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Come on, man. But yeah, man, that
scary.
I hate when they do that. And then also after that, later on that evening, we're driving through Las Vegas, and this is like right through down like the heart of Las Vegas. And you normally it's like a straight shot on the freeway, like you don't even have to stop. And then we got to like downtown. They're like, oh, you need to exit on this street, like on Flamingo Street or something like that. But then the exit was just like you said earlier, like you exit, stay on that off ramp for like, a quarter mile, and then put you back on. And where we were like, why would it be doing this? Like, I don't see a slowdown ahead, anything like that. And we just stayed on the freeway. And then next thing you know, we come over a little hill, and like all we see is brake lights. So, it was basically trying to help us avoid, that traffic. But thankfully it was moving fairly quick. But yeah, I don't know why Google does that to you, but it does it. It's just trying to put you wherever it's trying to put you. You know what I'm trying to say? It's going to get you there. It may take a moment, but it's going to get you there. Yeah. I can relate. So, okay. So I know we talked about where we've been, let's sort of talk about where we gonna go with the show.
Where we gonna go?
Yeah. So the last episode that we had a few weeks back, we sort of talked about maybe trying to shift the direction of the show, and there's, a lot of different topics that we, tried to come up with, and basically, what we looked at was the question, what are your passion points? Create a show around that. And maybe we can shift our focus a little bit. And so we had a lot of different things that matched up, between music and movies, games, origin stories, personal and business origin stories. And I think what we sort of decided was one thing that would be interesting is to do a show based around, people, around origin stories, around people or the businesses or services that they provide. And I think, and we have, several people that, we know that we have tried to reach out to before, can still try to reach out before, and other people that we know specifically that we can reach out to get them on in that. So we believe it's going to be a good direction for the show. And yeah, if y'all have anybody out there, if you want to hop on the show, definitely reach out and let us know. Cause I think, we have a good direction for it, and it could still incorporate all the things that we love, food, music, movies, comedy, video games, art, whatever it is. It still can incorporate, a lot of those things that we still have a great interest in, and build some fun around it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's all we got to do is get to it. Mm-hmm. If anybody has some suggestions on who they may want to see in the future, definitely shoot us an email or a text message. Not text message, but some things called voicemail. Yeah. But DM. Do it in an email. Yeah, a DM. That's the things. Yeah, that's what the things are. What's funny about the DM? We were playing this game at my brother-in-law's house while we were down there. I forgot the name of it, but you ask questions. It's kind of like a millennial game, and it's like broken off into boomers, Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z. So my niece and my nephew, they got this questionnaire paired up, and one has to read the question and the other has to answer. And my niece gets this card and she's like reading it. She's like, okay, so what does DM mean? And you have to explain what this question is. What is a DM? What do you do with a DM? And obviously the correct answer is to do what? Send a direct message, correct? So my nephew, he doesn't know, because he's 15, but he's at that age where he's like, I don't know how I should answer this. So he's like, I mean, that's what people do when they're gonna like riz up a girl. And I'm like, wait, what?
Riz up a girl.
And he could not answer it. And she's like, come on, keep going. And the simple answer was just to direct message, that was it. That's so funny. to riz up a girl is what the DMs are for nowadays. So what's sliding in the DMs is it, what I mean? So
yeah,
nobody knows anything else.
They changed the terminology, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. I don't even know, man. Like the terminology is wild. Yeah. The Riz. I don't even know, man. These kids come up with the wild stuff, man. But
yes.
But it's out here in these streets. And we got to know it because we have teens and preteens and all that stuff. And so we're gonna have to understand that language, continually understand that language.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be talking and we'll be like, I don't know what you just said. That's funny though. Yeah, DMs. That's it. Just slide in the DMs. It is what it is. Yeah. But if you don't have anything else,
I do.
Oh yeah, what you got?
No, I don't. And I do. I'm probably going to think about it. It's probably going to hit my head, my brain right when we log off.
Yeah.
So
it's okay.
Do I want to? Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to read this this
text message I just sent.
Yeah. What is this?
You never heard of Threads?
I have absolutely no clue. Well, I mean, Thread like a chain of messages. Like, let's just say on Twitter, it's called a thread, but I don't know if this is the same type of thread.
This is Instagram's new app that they've created that is basically the Twitter killer, the bird killer called Threads. Yeah, it's their new app, and we can basically with it, if you have and it's called Threads. If you have an Instagram account, you can copy all of your information, the name, everybody that you follow, and your login, all that stuff copies directly to Threads. Your profile picture, you literally just say, yes, I want to set up an account. But it's basically basically an
Instagram
alternative to Twitter. Yeah.
So yeah, this is it could probably do because Elon Musk is like killing Twitter for people.
Yeah, he is.
And the crazy thing is, there's like you mentioned some time ago about Isaac Hayes' son in his fan base app, kind of be like an alternative to Instagram. There's another black alternative for Twitter. I forgot the name of it, but you got to be invited by somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it.
It's not the fan base one, right?
It's not fan base. It's called something else. It's called Spill? No. What is it called? I can't remember. Kind of like spilling the tea. I forgot the name. I don't have the
info on it.
I don't have the info on it, and I definitely do not have the time to be looking at it. I don't have the attention span to be looking and trying to research all this stuff. So
yeah, it's all good.
Yeah,
well, we might try this Threads thing. We'll try this Threads thing and see what it's like, since we're basically copying and pasting our Instagram thing, and you just have to download the app. I think that's all it is. It's fairly. I've started it with my business, the Hook Shrub side, and it's fine. I mean, it's it's low key. One of the funniest things though I saw as soon as because when the new app came out, like everybody all of a sudden that a lot of people that I follow were like all of a sudden getting Threads accounts. So, it's quite interesting seeing them, putting their first thread, which is basically like a tweet up there. And then the Wendy's, Wendy's account is always like the most savage. And it immediately, like, I think the first thing it did was post a clap, a snap at McDonald's, as they like to do, like saying something about like their fries or chicken nuggets or something like that, man. It was so funny.
It's funny.
So yeah, man. And Wendy's is savage about everything that when they post, and it's mainly focused at McDonald's. It's really hilarious. But yeah, man, it's funny. It's wild. It's worth a shot. If it turns out to not be worth it, then we could delete it at some point in time. But just keep that up. So whatever. Okay. Anyway, gotcha. So yeah, man. So we're gonna get to work on some of these origin stories. Hit us with the DMs, so you can give us that riz. I guess whatever. No, you're not gonna riz us in the DM. But yeah, let us know. Let us know who we can interview, or if you want to hop on the show. We're always happy to have you. But Jay, man, tell the people where to find us. We're gonna get up out of here.
Hi, people. Twitter, Instagram, possibly Threads, possibly Fanbase, TikTok. There's a whole bunch of possibilities on where you can find us for social interaction. Hit us in the DMs. Slide into our DMs with questions, not nudes. Yeah, not nudes. I had to think about that clearly if I wanted any, but I don't know. I don't want any nudes. Yeah. Also, hit us up every Sunday. Well, maybe every Sunday morning, depending on how we start to revamp this show and what we're doing. Check us out, YouTube, all your social media streaming platforms for podcasts. There's too many to go around. We're probably so many places. Also, hit us up with a voicemail, 385-3BLAKPC, 385-325-2572 is the number. Hashtag blackoutpod@gmail.com is the email. Hit up hooksrub.com. Get you some hooks for the summer or for any time in your life. Summer, we got some summer left. It's a little hot outside. If you like cooking outside, grilling on a grill in 150-degree weather, like it is here in Texas, yeah, man, hooks would be the thing to get. I did some hooks on some little short ribs the other day.
Okay,
amazing, tastes great, less filling. Yeah, get you some hooks. They got some things popping off. Some things about to come out.
Popping.
Yeah, it's gonna be popping.
Big things popping.
And little things dropping. Is that what he say?
Yes, indeed.
Big things popping, little things dropping.
Yes, indeed.
Little things stopping. Yeah. Anyway, they have it. Episode. Little people, little things dropping. Did you notice there's like an influx of like Instagrams with like these sexy little people?
What do you mean? Oh no.
Like little,
like midget like I'm sorry,
that's not a PC term. Like dwarfism.
The tater thoughts.
Tater thoughts. There you go. Tater thoughts. Yeah. It's like every other post I'm seeing. It's like, why is there like sexy little people? I mean, they owning it, man. It's like, hey, man, do your thing, little lady.
Do your thing.
Do you think I don't ever see like the little guys? Yeah, I don't ever see. Guys.
I don't know, man.
And if there are like the little guys, it's always something made fun of. Like they're throwing a shot put or something, and it's like them throwing like a little pebble in a pool or something like that. It makes a little, whatever. Anyway,
and it hits you in the shoe or something like that.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
I've seen that. That's hilarious. Nah, I haven't noticed the sexy midget tater thoughts is what the Whatever Man podcast will call them.
Wow.
But I guess I'll keep a lookout for them. I'll keep a lookout for them.
I wasn't searching,
but on that note,
they just so happened to pop up. Yeah, we're blacking out.
Yeah. Your algorithm. We're gonna blame it on the algorithm. All right. We're blacking out.
All right. Later. And stop it.
Wait. Ending broadcast in 3, 2